Hello and welcome to One Stop Co-op Shop Streamed, your one stop for co-op news and playthroughs. And today we're playing through Marvel Champions. And Quicksilver, I know he's on the hearts and minds of everybody after WandaVision. So super excited to get to play Quicksilver again. And sorry, I had technical difficulties running through the first time. So we're trying this again. And I'm going to say right here and now, whether I won or lost the first time is irrelevant. You can go back and look at the tape. It is going to be on the stream channel. But you could see I was definitely very distracted the whole time. So we're going to try this again. So how does running the gauntlet work? Well, the way it used to work is I would start with the first enemy and I'd play expert all the way through using their basic modulars just to kind of get a feel for the deck and see which ones, which decks were better and stuff like that. But nobody cares. I don't care. Oh, Eric, hello. Sweet. Yes, I'm very happy myself, and I'm glad that the stream is actually live now. So already have more than we had the first time through, because I made it private the first time. So I was very distracted by all the stream stuff the first time. So we're gonna try it again. So what I'm doing now, just so you don't see the same boring villains every time, and you're not like unexcited every week. It should be exciting, even if I'm going with the same hero. So my goal is, I'm going to see how many games in a row I can win on expert with the same hero, same deck. But now I'm doing a random encounter. So I'm going to do a random expert encounter. And I am doing it with a random modular. Now, it might say, so in this situation, you got Hydra Patrol, Weapon Master, and Legions of Hydra. This is a perfect example. The Legions of Hydra one is the one I'm going to take out. So the first two I kind of feel like are supposed to be part of his deck. The third one's the one I think that is more modular. So Hydra Patrol, Weapons Master, and a random one. So Hydra Patrol, Weapons Master, and a random one. Now I am going to look and see what the random one is, just to give myself a little bit of a heads up. Is it another Hydra Patrol? That can't be right. Is that right? That might be right. Let's see. Hydra Patrol, Weapons Master, and Hydra Patrol. All right. So as you can see, and that's part of the reason I like this format and the way I've been playing it. I've tested it out a couple times on my own. It gives you a chance to like see stuff you wouldn't normally see together. So it's more about the villains, but I also get to, have fun with different decks as well. So this deck's going to be an aggression deck. It's really based around Yarnbjorn, getting it out and just poking a lot of damage from there. But let's see what's going on with this deck and side scheme and all that. Setup, create experimental weapons deck. Set it to the side. So that is these experimental weapons over here. We'll shuffle those up. And then when we flip this over, when revealed, reveal the top experimental weapons card from the deck. So guess what? Got another weapon on Crossbones. While he has a weapon attachment, he gains piercing. So tough isn't going to help me. That's okay. I don't have any tough. Oh, I do have tough in my deck, actually. Oh no, I have stuns. So when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Crossbones machine gun. Well, they already did that. Thankfully, they did that for me. Thank you very much. So the machine gun has two ammo counters on it. You remove one and flip a card, and he's going to do that much indirect damage after he attacks. And then what's this one? Attach to the villain. Attach villain gains retaliate 1, which is terrible for Quicksilver, because Quicksilver's big thing is that Quicksilver attacks a lot of times. So you'll see when we get to the other side. So retaliate's terrible. So I'm going to have to spend a lightning and a science to get rid of it. Well, I'll probably do that really early. All right, when revealed. All right, so we've got all of the setup stuff taken care of. I'm going to shuffle my deck, and let's draw my first 6 cards. Ooh, Fury at the beginning isn't bad, especially with some double resources. Combat Training 2. Ooh. Oh, and my special resource. Wow. This is a really good first hand and a really terrible first hand because I want everything. There's no way I'm getting everything in this hand. As much as it's an aggression deck, I'm going to take that one out. The rest I got to try to get out as best I can. So remember when I said I'm going to try to get rid of that retaliate? That's going to have to wait a minute. There's too much good stuff going on over here for me to do that. And double time, that's pretty good, but not what I need. All right, so let's see what makes Quicksilver, so good. So superpower siblings, action, discard 2 cards from your hand, draw 2 cards, 3 instead if you had Wanda Maximoff in play. Really good, but this is his big thing. So he's only a 1/1/1, but he's got super speed. Response: after you use one of your basic powers, so thwart, attack, or defense, you get to ready Quicksilver once per phase. So you get 1 free ready per phase. So it's basically you can do 1 thwart, 1 attack. Then you can still 1 defense because it doesn't say per round. It's per phase. So you get 1 on the hero phase and 1 for the villain phase. So that's what makes him so special. All right, let's do this. I know I'm getting my resource out, but I'm going to go ahead and get Fury out. I'm going to use him to draw 3 cards and see where we go from there. Because before I flip, I could... These are all pretty good. Oh, you know what I want? I want to get rid of this. So hero action. So a lightning bolt and a science. Well, this is the only science I have. And this is the only lightning bolt I'm willing to get rid of. Probably. Because I probably want that +1 defense. And then I can pay all 3 things to get my reflexes, which will give me a fist, but fists don't help me pay for that, and it's not going to help me pay for itself. All right, so it looks like that's what I'm doing. Unless I want to try to discard. You know what? I'm going to try to discard these 2 because maybe I get better cards. Maybe I get a double resource or something else to draw 2 more cards. Ooh, +1 thwart and, Deaf Focus, which is really, really good. Oh, all right, so maybe I'm going back to not... not getting rid of that retaliate this turn. I feel like that's where I'm leaning right now. All right, so this doesn't start with any threat on it, so that's good. And Dr. Wood says, I don't know if I missed it, but how do you choose the villain and module? So I'm doing random. This TTS mod that I'm having has a random. So I get a random villain. I'm playing them on expert, and I'm doing a random module. Now, in this situation, they're not all going to be random because there are 3 modulars. It's Hydra Patrol, Weapons Master, and the third one is always the one I'm going to replace. So Legion's a Hydra I replaced. Again, I hit random, but guess what? I got a Hydra Patrol. So there's actually 2 Hydra Patrols in here along with Weapon Master. So I think it's kind of a fun way to play. Gives you a different combination every time you play. And I'm going to see how many times I can win in a row with the same hero. And, it's not going to be fair. Some people are going to, go against Goblin Risky Business 5 times in a row, and others are going to do Ronin 5 times in a row, right? So this is no longer a test of the deck itself, so maybe I should call it something different than Running the Gauntlet, but I just think it's a fun way to test out decks and just to see different villains. So, and I'm kind of pushing myself to see how many times in a row I can win against different situations. So, I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you think. If you like that format better, or if you liked it better when I started with Rhino and moved down the gauntlet that way. Or maybe I just do both still, and I call this something different. So I'd love to hear whatever comments you have in the comments afterward, or here while we're live. All right. So I am still in the middle of my turn. So what did I redraw? Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm at the point now where I'm saying I am not going to get rid of this. And I am going to, all right, I'm going to use my plus thwarting because I don't think thwarting is going to be a big deal here. It's more killing him and getting rid of his weapons. So I'm going to get rid of my plus thwarting to get rid of this, to play Deaf Focus. Nice part about Deaf Focus, exhaust it to reduce the power or the cost of a superpower. Well, guess what? Superpower, 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 superpower. So lots of superpower stuff, but getting my resource out is so important for many, many, many different reasons, but I'll show you one of them right now. +1 defense is hard to get rid of, but I'm going to do it. 1, 2, 3 to get friction resistance out, and then, or, hold on, maybe I don't do that. Maybe friction resistance is good, but maybe I just save that for another turn. Get rid of this turn. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So I'm going to get rid of downtime and accelerated reflexes. Oh, well, I got to flip over. Got to be on the hero side to get rid of this. There we go. All right. So now I'm still going to have friction resistance. I just won't have it for turn 1. And I'm okay with that. So no retaliate anymore. Nick Fury's going to hit for 2. 1, 2. And then I am going to attack. I ready for free. Then I attack again. So that'll be 2 damage. Then I'm going to use my Def Focus to play for Always Be Running, which lets me ready again and attack a 3rd time. There you go. 3 attack, 2 more from Fury, which I will give him collateral damage or whatever they call that. I know it's not collateral damage, but all right, then I'm going to ready up. Yeah, and then I got Friction Resistance in my hand. I'm definitely going to try to get it out this turn. I definitely drew 1 too many cards, and we will go from there. All right, so let's do the enemy phase. All right, we got 1 on attack on Mount Athena, and then we are going to have him attack me. I'm going to defend because there's no reason not to. Oh, no, I'm not going to defend. I am going to block with Nick Fury because there's definitely no reason not to do that. So Nick Fury is going to take 2 damage plus a boost of none. So Nick's going to take 2 more damage, which does get rid of Nick Fury, unfortunately, because that means he can't take any of this machine gun damage. So the way the machine gun works, again, reduces the counter by 1. You flip the top deck, and you take this much indirect damage, which is none. Actually, that worked out. Discard. Take indirect damage equal to the number of boost icons on the discarded card. So the card is discarded. It's not actually used as a boost. So there's no icons, so I take no damage. He was not very accurate with that machine gun, and I am okay with that. All right, so let's go ahead and get my encounter card. So let's see, guard. When defeated, deal damage. Deal the engaged player an encounter card. All right, so let's see if we can do some stuff here. All right, I definitely want to get this resource out. Double time's pretty good. I like hand cannon for Quicksilver too, but double time's going to do more damage here than hand cannon will. So it's interesting because you look at it overall. Double time is going to do a total of 4 damage. Hand cannon will do 6, but it's over several rounds, which might not be the worst thing in the world. It's going to give me 2 extra damage. You know what? That'll still let me get rid of this soldier here. But I don't even know if... Oh, I do want to. That 2 attack, I don't like seeing that. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get rid of double time. We're going to use Def Focus, and we're going to get rid of... Gosh, I hate to get rid of endurance. I don't think I'm going to. One of my always be runnings to put in my friction resistance. Oh, now I can't pay for the hand cannon. Well, that wasn't smart. So never mind. Maybe I keep always be running and get rid of the hand cannon? Huh. I mean, I could pay for it if I use my endurance, but I don't want to get rid of endurance. Yeah, I'm going to get the hand cannon. Gosh, I can't believe I'm giving up endurance. All right. So 1, 2 to put the hand cannon into play. I don't know if this is the right move. I'm feeling not so good about this anymore. So I'm going to attack once to do 1 damage to the soldier. And then I'm going to ready up, which also readies my resource, which I got nothing to spend it on. Then I'm going to attack again using the hand cannon this time. So, oops. I wish it gave me an extra use to use it. So that's +2 to my attacks. That's 3 total. You're gone. I do get an extra encounter card. I don't feel like that was the best way of doing things here. I definitely feel like I made some tactical errors on that one, but that +2 damage, I just didn't want to deal with it. I don't have a whole lot to deal with damage right now. All right, let's go ahead and draw back up. Oh, I think it's a neat idea to see the different and unique villain combos. Maybe call it something else. Yeah, Running the Gauntlet kind of was its own thing, so maybe this will be something different. All right, so I am going to defend because I ready myself automatically. So it's 2 attack plus 2 more. That's 4 attack minus my 1 defense. Now, again, I do get to ready myself. So that's 3 damage, though. And then he's going to use the last shot from his machine gun to hopefully do nothing again. Hopefully he's the worst shot with a machine gun ever. Unfortunately not. That's 2 indirect damage coming right at my face. All right, now I got 2 cards here. This might be really quick. All right, Incite 1. So that's going to add 1 here. Unfortunately, yeah. All right, so that makes that go away. And then let's go ahead And flip this over. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. So he's got another weapon again. Attached to the villain. Use one of each resource to discard it. And, yep, +1 to both stats. Not great. And this is going to start with 1 on it. And it only needs to get to 6 to go away. So hopefully that never, ever happens. So we got that. Hydra regular came out. And when you are stunned, deal 1 damage to your hero and to your hero, 2 damage instead if you're already stunned. So I take a damage and I'm stunned. Again, not the worst thing for Quicksilver because he gets plenty of attacks or what, abilities to get rid of that, but I'm not in a great spot right now. Honestly, I got a minion here. There's already a threat on this thing. He's got a weapon again, which would give him +1 to, so I need 1 of each resource. So if I defeat him, I can chase him down, which will get rid of the 1 threat. But, gosh, I feel like the 1 of each resource is... Ooh. Could put out Spider-Girl. She can defend for me. And do some damage. So to do that, would I still have 1 of each left over? So I'd have these 3 left over with Spider-Girl. So I would be able to do it. And Def Focus not paying off for me right now. All right, so we're going to ready this to put in Spider-Girl. Spider-Girl is 1 attack, 2 damage. After you play Spider-Girl from your hand, stun and confuse a minion. Yes, please. You're stunned and confused for so long. I was going to flip, but now that I've got a blocker, I'm not going to flip anymore. We are going to do 2 damage here. 1, 2 with Spider-Girl, and she's going to defend for me next turn, and I'm just going to have to get rid of this one next turn. So, to get rid of this hero action, spend 1 of each resource. Guess what? I do have 1 of each resource, so I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3 to get rid of the +1/+1. And then I'm going to attack to get rid of my stunned, which readies me and readies my resource. I'm going to use the hand cannon next turn on him. Well, on the minion, sorry. So I am going to hand cannon. Oops. Let's get rid of 1, not add 1 for 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. All right. That's not too bad. And then this stunned and confused guy, I'll probably take care of next turn. Depending. If I'm going to flip, there's no reason to. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What can you do if you beat the villain is type mode so you can select a campaign upgrade to add to your deck. That sounds neat. Oh, so you want to like keep getting upgrades as I go along? Japanime. There's a few details in Marvel Champions that I'm always confused about. Well, I'm sorry, Japan in himself. Go ahead and ask. If there's details you're confused about, please. I'd love to answer your questions. And hopefully I can help. And if not, hopefully the rest of the chat can help. I'm not here alone. I mean, we've got plenty of us. Oh, yes. Power and all of us in Ironheart. All right. I mean, I don't have everything I want, so maybe I do flip to discard some cards to get better stuff. We'll see. Because actually chase them down is not terrible for this. Just the double resource doesn't do me a whole lot of good here, but who knows? Maybe Ironheart will draw me something good. All right, so I go ahead and add 1 threat to the scheme. Now, he is going to attack me. That's why I got Spider-Girl. She's going to take the attack. So it's 2 + 1. That is 3 total damage that Spider-Girl is going to take. She has 2 life, only 1 left, so that defeats her. You are no longer stunned. You attack. So this Hydra regular attacks me. Now we're going to draw another card. It's a side scheme. Hydra Patrol. When defeated, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play and engage with them. Then shuffle the encounter deck. Well, that's not wonderful, for sure. There is 2 threat on this. 1, 2. Yeah, without being able to confuse, it's going to be hard to flip. I will have Ironheart out, so I probably won't end up flipping this turn. All right, but that's the whole enemy turn. Power in all of us is great. Double the number of resources the card generates when playing for a basic gray card. So that's 2 resources to play for Ironheart, who costs 2. She also lets me draw a card, which makes me happy. Ooh, I got Bug. All right, so I got some stuff I can do this turn. I'm going to pay 2 for Bug. Why Bug is so cool is Bug can, after your hero makes a basic attack, heal 1 damage from Bug. So once a turn. Oh, not even once a turn. You do it multiple times a turn. Not going to happen this time. It's going to happen once, but yeah, once per turn, or, you know, well, yeah. I get to, every time I attack, I get to remove a damage from bug. Simple as that. I'm overcomplicating things. All right, so I'm attacking for 1, using the hand cannon to get up to 3. It has overkill, so that means any extra damage, which would be 1 extra damage because I'm doing 2. So 1 extra damage is going to go to the villain. And I'm going to play Chase Them Down. Chase Them Down says, after your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Well, goodbye 2 threat from that scheme. Let's see if I think I'm going to be able to flip. Do I even want to flip? Maybe not. I'm just going to keep punching. All right, so after I do that, I get to ready myself. And I'm going to go ahead and attack again. So that's 1 damage. Now I don't get to ready myself, but I got always be running, which does let me ready myself, so I'll use my resource for that. And I got to do cool stuff with my resource last game. When Yarnbjorn comes in, you'll see what it is. But after you ready your hero, ready this card. So always be running lets me ready my hero, so it does let me ready this card. You know, this def focus is not as good as it normally is, but I have a feeling in the long run it's going to pay off. So I do have 2 allies here. I'm going to go ahead and attack with both of them to go ahead and flip this villain. So 1, 2. Oops. Not boost the villain. Advance the villain. And when he advances, when Crossbones has a weapon attachment, he gains piercing. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. So there you go. He is getting an experimental weapon. Spend a science and a fist resource to discard this card. Huh. So what is this card going to do? Force response. After the attached villain attacks and damages you, discard a card from your hand. Well, that's okay. I won't have him damage me. I'm going to have him damage Ironheart anyway. So I'm going to do my last attack, which will do 1 damage there, which is good because there are definitely cards that say, like, if heal the villain, if there's no healing to be done, the card gains surge. Well, I love healing the villain for 1. No problem with that there. And I do have the fist resource, but unfortunately I don't have the science right now. So when I do attack, though, as a reminder, I get to heal Bug. So that's 1 damage removed from Bug. And let's ready everything up. And I'm going to draw 5 hands. All right, so I see there's some stuff going on in the chat. So let's see. Gun gives you overkill. Yep. So I did that 1 damage on the overkill. What can you do if you beat the villain? Oh, it's like, okay. Yep, we talked about that. All right. Solo Quicksilver is painful. I've only beat Rhino on expert so far. Yeah, you know, Quicksilver's really good when you build his deck out. I don't know. Definitely out of the box deck, I don't think he's great. But when he gets Yarnbjorn, and I've just been real unlucky so far not to get it. But look, next turn I'm going to get Yarnbjorn out, right? So every time I attack, I'm going to be able to use this resource to generate a fist. Which, after your hero attacks the enemy, spend a fist to deal 2 damage to the enemy. So I'm going to be doing 3 damage for sure, readying myself, ready this, right? It doesn't exhaust Yarnbjorn. So that's 2 free damage. It does things like gets around retaliate. It does things like help you get rid of minions. So Yarnbjorn in this deck is great. Now, I've been very unlucky so far. I got through well over half my deck and hadn't seen it yet. But your first run through your deck a lot of times is just a build up to get ready for later anyway. So I feel like I'm in a good spot right now. I certainly with Cyclone Speed, I got always be running. I got +1 attack. Spider-Man probably won't come into play because I'm going to need the resources from him. But you'll see. I think next turn is going to be a way better turn. And you'll see where, you know, some of this stuff comes in handy. Where some of this stuff like kind of combos together. All right, so first things first, we're going to add a threat to the main scheme. Let's say you have 5 card. Let's get back to the chat real quick. I just got him yesterday. Yeah, he can be brutal solo since he doesn't have a whole lot of recovery and it takes time to build up. It's funny because, you know, they called him like the fastest hero on Earth or whatever, but he does take a while to build up. He's not a first run through hero where the first time through the deck you're going to beat it, and he's not great out of the box either. I thought they did a really good job early on of making a lot of heroes really playable, but I do feel like now they're trying to complete the card pool and not as much trying to make the hero themselves playable out of the box. I still do play them out of the box, but I don't think it's always... I don't always think they're the best that way. All right, so let's see. Japanin himself says, let's say you have 5 cards left in the encounter deck. When a scheme or treachery card says discard cards from the encounter deck for a minion, but there's no minion, does the effect fizzle out? Yes, it does. Now, you do have to discard all those cards, right? And you do have to add the acceleration token just as if you had discarded the deck. But yes, then you shuffle the villain deck back up, put it back in play, and yep, it fizzles out. So, yep, and Doc Woods already responded to that, so I just double responded to that. Doc Woods, thanks for your help. And please, if you notice me missing anything, keep me honest when I'm playing as well. All right, so I think I'm done with all my stuff. Let's show off this Yarnborn combo here in a minute. So did I already add 1 threat to this scheme? Same thing if you have to, yeah. All right, so I think I added 1 to this. Yeah, I was on 2, so I definitely added 1. All right, so now he's going to attack. He is attacking for 3. I'm going to block with Ironheart. So that's 3 plus 1 is 4. That's all right. Ironheart only had 1 damage left. So she's not going to be around for the next couple seconds. Hopefully I get to bring her back. She just got knocked out of the fight. She'll be back. All right, and then I'm going to draw 1. All right, need for speed. You may flip to alter ego form. So I can either choose to exhaust myself to remove it, which isn't the worst thing because I do have always be running. So I might do that. Or exhaust your identity. You cannot ready your identity until the end. Okay, definitely not. So I'm going to flip over and exhaust to remove this from the game. Goodbye. And then it is back to my turn. All right. So I think I'm still going to be able to do all the stuff I want to. Do I want to discard any 2 cards? Definitely not. So first things first, I'm going to flip over. Then I am going to use my resource before I forget. So I'll use I'll use Spider-Man to pay for Yarnbjorn. I would love to get this +1 attack out, but it's either that or stun. So guess what? I'm stunning. All right, so I'm going to use this to pay for... No, not yet. First, I'm going to use this resource to pay for Cyclone Speed. Stun X enemies. So I spent a fist resource, and I am going to stun Crossbones. Order of operations is very important with Quicksilver, that is for sure. Then I'm going to use Death Focus to pay for Always Be Running, which readies this and readies me. Now, I have not gotten my free ready this turn, just as a reminder. So then I'm going to use Bug to... This isn't the last one. I'm going to do a damage. So Bug takes the damage, but I'm about to attack using my resource. So let's do this the right way. All right, let's put the damage on Bug. I won't do this every time. So I'm going to attack for 1 damage, right? So when I attack for 1 damage, I get to, or anytime I attack, I get to remove the damage from Bug. Then I'm spending this fist resource, see, exhaust friction resistance to generate a fist, to pay for Yarnbjorn. So after your hero attacks, spend a fist to deal 2 damage to an enemy. So there you go, 1/2 damage there. Now I get my free ready. I already got my 1 ready. And again, when I do that, friction resistance unexhaust. Again, I'm going to attack. Again, I'm going to friction resistance to do 2 more. So that's 1, 2, 3 more damage on Crossbones. Now, unfortunately, I can't pay for reinforced Sinew this turn, but I want to keep that. I definitely want to boost my attack now. It's only going to be a couple more attacks before he's done anyway. So let's go ahead and ready everything up. Let's draw 4 more cards and let's continue to go. So hopefully after this first time through, we'll get to pick it up for the second time through. Won't have to do as much explaining. I'm not going to add 1 threat because I see there's still a lot of stuff going on in the chat. Dr. Woods says, if you can't find the answer, generally you do what's worse for you. I'm pretty sure that example is asked about in the FAQ. Japanin himself says it seems some heroes are not meant for solo. I definitely agree with that, or that there are really bad matchups for them, and that's part of the reason I'm doing this, running the gauntlet. I want to get the good matchups. I want to get the bad matchups. I think it's just a fun thing to do, is just play against many different heroes, seeing how you can get better at using the same deck over and over. All right, so we are going to add 1 threat to the scheme. Now we are going to, you are stunned, so no attack happens there. Then we are going to draw an encounter card and incite 1. So let's do that first. Woo, that was close. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a weapon attachment is discarded and reveal that card. So this time it says reveal. So we're looking for a weapon. That's a treachery. That is not a weapon. Still not a weapon. Still not. By the way, these power gauntlets didn't do anything because when he damages me is the only time I would do that, and I haven't been damaged, so those have not come into play yet. All right, weapons. Any weapons? Any weapons at all? Hydra sidearm attached to the villain. All right, so here we go. Force interrupt. When the attached villain attacks, the attack gains ranged. So that means range avoids retaliation is what that means. And I can spend those resources to get rid of it, but hopefully I won't have to, because I have my favorite card ever in my deck, which is Lockjaw. Anybody who's ever seen me play before knows Lockjaw is my favorite card. Now, I almost never play it from my hand. In fact, there's not even a reason to play it from my hand now. I play it to the discard pile, then I can play from the discard pile. But just because I don't think I'm going to care, let me see how much damage I do. 1 plus 3 plus 3. That's 7. Yep. All right. So Bug's going to do the first damage. Boink for 1. Then I'm going to attack using my friction resistance for 1, 2, 3. We saw that last turn, which readies me. Readies that. And I'm going to attack again for 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Now, I could play any of these cards from my hand, really. I mean, I could have done the +1 attack to do it, but no. I'm playing Lockjaw from my hand because it never happens. Nobody plays Lockjaw from your hand. That's silly. That's ridiculous. Why would you ever do it? Except I am here for the last 2 damage. Boom. Lockjaw for the win. So there you go. That is Running the Gauntlet Part 1. And I am going to stay right with you here and do Part 2. So go ahead and load the mod up. Pull my deck out again. By the way, I did put my deck list in the show notes. So if you want to see it, it'll be in the chat here, but it's at the very beginning of the chat. Also, it'll be in the notes, the episode notes at the end. Let's go ahead and start up. We're going to do 1 player. I'm going to do Quicksilver over here, and then I got to get my deck number. So in case you're wondering, it's 123182 is my deck number. So I go ahead and put that in here under private, and I search for it, and it's gonna put it up. So that builds my deck for me. So if you haven't seen this mod before, it's great. It's not fully updated right now. Is the best way to put it. You can see it's got the villains, or the new heroes here. It's got the new villains, but it's not fully integrated the way it will be very soon. So I think if I do random, I'm never going to get one of those, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Watch. I'm going to be proven wrong now. So I take a random encounter, do it on expert. What are we playing? We are playing against Red Skull. Here we go. All right, so Red Skull, what are his side schemes normally? Hydra Assault and Hydra Patrol. So now I'm going to put Hydra Assault in, and then a random modular. Let's add that to see what else we get. Weapon Master. So Red Skull, the Weapon Master, I mean, that makes sense, right? He's got a big weapon in his hand right here. So let's assume that that is what's going on here. So we got a side scheme deck, and we got the Sleeper over here. Sleeper will come out with one of these side schemes. I don't have to worry about him right now. All right, so setup. Put Red House into play. That is the Red House right here. And shuffle every other side scheme into a side scheme deck and set it next to the encounter deck. See insert and set the Sleeper side. All right, so here's this side scheme deck. There may be side schemes in here now that I think about it. They came with the modular, but I don't know. By the way, it did put my whatchamacallit, obligation in here, and here's my Nemesis deck over here. So if you're wondering, all that is taken care of right off the setup when I picked my hero. Let's see. All right, so Red Skull gets +1 attack for each side scheme in play. So that's bad. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. Well, that doesn't make me happy. Why I got to take an encounter card? Why you got to start with the red house in play? Why is there all this stuff going on? A Red Skull cannot take damage. Interrupt. When any character thwarts this side scheme, they may use their attack instead of their thwart. So you can thwart it with attack or with thwart. So that is just set up for Red Skull. Let's see how the game goes. Ooh. So because I have my industries, I could discard stuff like always be running. All right, so I'm going to discard that and Chaos in Order. Spider-Man. I want to keep Ironheart. I want to keep my industries. Target acquired so good. But I don't know about Red Skull. It's real good in the new stuff. I'm going to throw it out of my starting hand. All right. Maximum velocity. There's Lockjaw. Oh, my good boy is here. I love it. Ooh, I got Scarlet Witch. So this is an interesting choice here. Because Scarlet Witch is real good to discard 2 cards and draw 3. Do I have 3 that I'm willing to get rid of right off the bat? All right. But then I'd have to discard 2 more. So what I could do is put my industries into play. If I put my industries into play, then I get to draw Scarlet Witch out of my discard pile later. If I'm going to do that, then all right. So all these things are to be thought out at the beginning. All right, I am going to, let's start with this. I'm going to start by playing Ironheart. So Ironheart comes into play, lets me draw a card. All right, Hand Cannon, I don't care that much about early, and Lockjaw, again, nobody ever plays Lockjaw from your hand. I'm going to do that to draw 2 cards and hope for a double resource here. So again, on this side, I get to discard 2 to draw 2. There you go. There's double resource. So now I can get Scarlet Witch in. So here you go. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3 to get Scarlet Witch in. Then I'm going to pay Always Be Running to get Serval Industries in, and that lets me exhaust it to shuffle 2 Quicksilver cards from my discard pile back into my deck. There's 1, there's 2. It doesn't say the top 2. Those I just knew I wanted those 2, so I put them back. All right, so I'm going to flip. So remember, Quicksilver, after he does anything, gets to ready. Ironheart's nothing special, just a 1/1/2 life, but lets you draw a card. That's the special part about it. So for 2 cost, it lets you draw a card. So basically, like in this situation, I paid 1 card to get Ironheart in, going to do an attack or a thwart, and going to get to draw me cards. Scarlet Witch is interesting. She's 3 life, only a 1/1, but her interrupt is after you use one of Scarlet Witch's basic powers, so attacking or thwarting, discard the top card of the encounter deck, and she gets boosted by however many boost icons are in here. So actually, the harder your encounter deck is, the better she becomes. So I'm going to go ahead and thwart the main scheme, or thwart this side scheme for 1 plus, that's nothing, because that's not a boost icon, that's a star. So that is only 1, which is terrible. Then Ironheart also going to thwart for 1. By the way, let's go ahead and add 1 there. I'm going to copy this and put it on Ironheart. So then I'm going to thwart for the last one. So goodbye, Red House. I hardly knew ye. By the way, for those of you who don't know why it's the Red House, this is an alternate universe, so it's supposed to be the White House, but been taken over by Hydra, so Red House. So I'm going to ready myself, and that lets me do 1 damage. Again, we get that healing card. It's always nice to have a little bit of damage out there. All right, we're going to ready everything up. We're going to draw 5 cards, and I see there's been a lot of chat. Let's see if there's anything. Let's see if there's anything. Dr. Woods and Japan himself been doing a lot of chatting to each other. I love that. I love when the chat talks, but let's see if there's any questions for me. I did justice, Quicksilver aggression. Yep. To play those 2 together. Rocket took care of all the minions. Nice. Quicksilver focused on the boss and thwarting. Yeah, Rocket with Quicksilver. So, I mean, gosh, Rocket with Quicksilver is pretty cool for taking out minions altogether. So Ultron would be super fun against them. Goblin mutagen formula would be fun. Just anything with lots of minions would be super fun. I beat the entire Red Skull campaign solo with aggressive Cap. Congratulations, Japan himself. Doc Wood says, Cap is a beast solo. And especially, Cap is a beast solo, especially out of the box. Actually, Quicksilver has a lot of things similar with Cap because Cap can discard a card to ready himself, but Cap's 2/2/2 to start. Quicksilver starts 1/1/1, really takes a little building up to do. But yeah, Cap is beast right out of the thing. Standard damage record. Okay. All right. I beat everything. So Japan himself says, I beat everything standard and then go back and do it expert. I do the same thing. And I usually play with every hero right out of the box too. So I usually use the starter decks to try to play through. Like I said, I don't know that they're designed exactly to do that anymore. By the way, I forgot to flip this, so hopefully there's no other setup stuff. Force response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. Man, this is... Red Skull is brutal. I forgot how brutal Red Skull can be. So I'm going to definitely need some thwarting here. Double times definitely help. Maximum velocity definitely helps. And bugs, no slouch either. All right, so we're going to put a threat. We're going to reveal the side scheme. This scheme cannot leave play while Sleeper is in play. When revealed, put the Sleeper into play, engaged with the first player. When Sleeper is defeated, remove this card from the game. And Sleeper gets removed from the game. He's Guard, Retaliate 1, and Tough. Yeah. All that just happened. With 5 life, when revealed, the Sleeper engages the first player. When defeated, remove it from the game. So the only good news about the Sleeper is it gets removed from the game. The bad news, 3 damage? Are you kidding me? No thank you. Yeah. Just from a side scheme coming into play. Now, you don't have to thwart this side scheme down, but still. Oh, all right. So we know Red Skull now has 2 attack because +1 for each side scheme in play. So we're going to have Red Skull attack. Now the question is, yeah, I'm going to have Ironheart block this Red Skull attack. So it's 2 + 2 is 4, which means that's better than the 3 damage. And so I apparently made the right call. So 3 damage coming in. I'm going to use Quicksilver to defend because that is one of my basic powers. I get to ready myself. So instead of taking 3 damage, I'm going to take 2 damage. I'm all right with that. Alrighty. So let's see what we can bring into play. See, now double time's pretty good, but I'm thinking about bringing Bug into play because I can plink off 1 damage with Bug pretty easy. Oh, but I still have to do the enemy card. Yeah, we're not even there yet. I still got more bad stuff coming. When revealed, place 2 threat on each side scheme in play. Well, again, these don't have threat on them, so that does nothing. Surge and exhaust your identity card. That's not great. All right, so, well, that changes things, right? That makes whatchamacallits way better. Double times are way better now. Oh, if I flip, I get to discard 2 cards and draw 3 because I've got Scarlet Witch in play. Something else to think about. Oh, and I get to put cards back in because of the industries. Okay, so I almost definitely think I'm flipping here. So with that being said, and I have no way to ready myself, I still think I want to put... Man. Do I put Bug in? No. I'm going to pay Bug just so... Stop tempting me, Bug. And I'm going to do double time, which lets you choose 2 of the following. Deal 2 damage to an enemy or remove 2 threat from a scheme, and you can do 2 things. So I'm going to do this once, and then I'm going to add 2 more damage for the second one. And now hopefully Scarlet Witch can defeat him. We'll see. So she does 1, flips over the top card. Come on, 3. Nothing. So 1 more damage here. Not great. And I am not readied. I'm going to flip. I'm going to discard these 2 to draw 3. And +1 defense, +1 thwart. Both of those would be really good. I'm going to go ahead and put +1 defense in. I am going to do the industries to go ahead and add my +1 thwart back to the deck. I'm also going to add my +1 attack back to the deck. And then I could add 2 more cards next turn, but that means I might have a chance of drawing them here. So I will ready up, and that also means next turn I'm going to get to discard 2 cards to get 3, but that'll probably be Scarlet Witch last turn with us. Now what happens here? Do I lose? No, I don't lose if this scheme... All right. Which is good, because yeah, this stuff is not good. All right, so we add one here. We add one more side scheme. So, Hydra Reinforcements. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme discards a non-elite minion. Non-elite minion. Oh. Huh. So this is an elite minion. Huh. All right. That's not bad. So let's add 2 threat to this. So that actually helps me. And then we are going to have him scheme for 3 plus 1. So that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got lucky here because that's 1 more from this. Let's see if my luck continues here. Although that's a lot of threat. Definitely a lot of threat. I do have +1 thwart. I do have stunning. Let's see. 1 revealed alter ego. The villain schemes. If they have a weapon attachment, this card gains surge. Well, there is no weapon attachment, but scheme, as we know, is terrible because schemes for 3. So it wouldn't have mattered. Even if I had thwarted a little bit, would not have mattered. Exhaust your character you control is the boost effect of that. Now, it doesn't say not to boost, right? Nope. So I am exhausted. I do have an always be running, so it's not the end of the world, but I'm definitely not as happy with my situation that I'm in right now than I was a minute ago. All right, so let's see. So this thwarted out that. When revealed, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. Yay? I mean, yay? Let's put 3 on there. When defeated, each player chooses up to 3 cards in their discard pile and shuffles them into their deck. I mean, okay. That's not great, but it's fine, I guess. I mean, considering I'm not ready, that's, yeah, so there's problems with all of this. All right. So I'm going to try to get rid of all these side schemes, but we'll see what happens. Let's flip this over. Let's move this back down to 1. If it ever gets to 11, I lose. Force response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. Yay again? Oh gosh, I got this villain here too. Oh man. All right, so I got some brutal stuff going on. Surge is the worst in this game. Yes, it is. But without Surge, I feel like without Surge, you just kind of get to a point where you know what's going to happen. It is the worst. I agree. Don't get me wrong. And the worst card is the one that's like Surge and reveal the top card of the deck. It's like, all right, you're just now giving me 2 cards, which one of them will probably Surge also. Yeah, it adds up pretty quickly, pretty bad. So I'm going to use these industries, and I want double time. I really want to get some double times, so I'm going to put both of them back in my deck. Maximum velocity is good, but I'm not readied, so it's not that helpful right now. So exhaust it to shuffle 2 Quicksilver cards from your discard pile into your deck. So I don't just get them, I do have to shuffle them. But now I get to discard 2 cards. I'm going to discard these 2 to draw, because I have draw 3 instead if Wanda Maximoff is in play. Guess what? Wanda Maximoff is in play, so I get to draw 3 cards. Yarnbjorn, +3 hit points, and Spider Girl, which would let me stun and confuse. That would very much help right here. Again, I have everything I want to do. So I don't have to use Cyclone Speed, because I don't have to stun him this turn. I want to keep that card in my hand, though. I really feel like the plus thwart is more important. I really feel like Def Focus is pretty important. Gosh, I'm not going to be able to pay for everything. That is for darn sure. So we are going to start out. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to pay for everything. We'll see if Spider Girl gets paid for it. I almost feel like I have to, though. Endurance is going to go. I mean, there's no way that I'm going to ever use Endurance. So for Def Focus. Then I'm going to flip. I'm going to use Def Focus to pay for Always Be Running, which will ready me. Gosh. I can't get rid of Yarnbjorn. It's like my main thing I do here. Don't want to get rid of Cyclone Speed or Hyper Perception, though, either. Man, this is... So Hyper Perception will give me 2 to thwarting, but then I have no real way to get rid of Sleeper here. All right, so, oh, gosh. All right, see, this is brutal. Those 2 cards I can pull back with several industries if I flip over. So I'm playing Spider Girl, which stuns and confuses. the sleeper over here. Oh, retaliate 1. Huh. Who attacked the sleeper before? I hope it wasn't Wanda, because then I'm really cheating. I'm going to just take 2 damage myself. Because I think... Oh, no. I just attacked once with +2 attack, I believe. No, I don't think that's right. I think Wanda did attack, but it's too late. All right, I'm just going to take 2 damage. It's too late now, for sure, to do all of that. To go back on all that. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I totally forgot about retaliate there. All right, so I now have Wanda, who is going to... So I won't have a blocker if I do stuff with Wanda. Oh, man. What does this let me do? Put 3 cards back in my deck. That seems good. But that would take me and Spider-Girl doing it. Or just Wanda, but then I don't have a blocker. Well, what's this? +1 defense? Forget it. I'm doing it. I got to get rid of these side schemes. All right. So Wanda is going to thwart against the Censor of the Past. And she's going to get no boost icons again. Man. So that's 1. I'm going to do it once. I'm going to do it twice. So this one is gone. Now I get to shuffle 3 cards back into my deck. I think those top 3 cards are what I'm putting back in. Although, I don't know. Wanda's pretty expensive and I don't have a whole lot to pay for her. But it's what I decided to do. Spider-Girl can't attack here because if I do, although it's guarding, if I do, I have nobody to block with. But if she attacks, yeah. And then I have no way to get rid of this. He's going to have plus a bazillion attack because this is in this. Well, no. He'll only have +2 attack. So he'll be attacking for 3. All right, you know what? I'm doing it. It's so stupid. All right, Spider-Girl is attacking and killing this. Wait, no. No, she's not. No, she's not. Spider-Girl is going to stay here, and she's going to thwart instead. So that'll give her 1 damage. She will thwart and take 1 off of this side scheme. Oh, that gives me +1 card a turn. This one just accelerated. So you know what? Never mind. The one... Oh, no, I already shuffled the 3 cards back in. Never mind. All right, I'm going to keep that in. Lets me get rid of 1 non-elite minion. Terrence would kill me because he hates leaving the plus card draw cards in. But I did it. I'm sticking with it. I'm undoing everything. I'm drawing 4 cards. I hate all my life choices right now. And oh, but I finally got friction resistance, which is great. Which is just great. I'm not even going to caveat it. It's great. I got plenty of stuff. It's fine. Everything is fine. All right, we're going to add 1 threat to the main scheme. We are going to add a side scheme because of that. Oh, great. When revealed, each player discards the top 5 cards of their deck and places 1 threat here for each different type of resource. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's only 2 different types of resources. You know, that could have been way worse. All right. So we're going to add 2 threat to this side scheme. Guess what? We already got 1 there. How am I going to get rid of it? Don't ask me silly questions. I have no idea how I'm getting rid of any of this. Those are all silly questions. But for now, I'm going to do my best. I am going to defend this attack. So because his attack is +1, 2, 3, I'm going to block. So 4 attack plus the boost means just 4 attack. That's okay. Goodbye, Spider-Girl. And then you are stunned over here, so you aren't doing anything. And then I will... Gosh, I wish this wasn't maximum velocity. I wish it was the other one, which just did 2 to everything. But it is what it is. I am what I am, and it's all that I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Well, it doesn't matter anyway if I'm going to try to get my friction resistance out. I don't think it's going to matter. Oh, yeah. No, I could have kept it in play. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to pay 1, 2, 3 to get out friction resistance. Lets me attack for 3. If I had Bjorn. I'm going to spend friction resistance to pay for Bjorn. Then I'm going to attack for 1 here. Oops, getting you up to 4. Then I get to automatically ready, which does this. Oh, and I take 1 retaliate. I'm going to attack him again to get rid of him. Am I really doing all this? All of this seems really dumb. I'm not doing that. I'm back up to 5. This is exhausted. You're back down. I did not attack you. So I am going to thwart for 1, then ready. We will get rid of this side scheme. When I do that, I get to defeat a non-elite minion. Unfortunately, don't have any of those in play. Oh, I didn't draw a second card last. Wait, I didn't do any cards last turn. Hold on. I am like way skipping ahead here. I got 2 cards left to go. And I didn't have any of that stuff. All right, let's see how much of a difference it makes. The villain schemes. All right, so schemes for 3 plus exhaust a character you control. All right. We will pay for always be running to say I unexhausted with that earlier on. Oh, and don't forget to add the 1, 2, 3 to the scheme. All right, then this Hydra Flame Soldier. After Hydra Flame Soldier makes a undefended attack against you, discard. Okay, so guess what? Good news. When I got rid of that side scheme, I already got rid of Hydra. Good news. All right, sorry about that. I am blundering today. Okay, so I can now no longer attack and defeat this. He's confused though, so I'm gonna flip and I'm gonna heal myself 3, and I'm gonna call it a good day at that. So it had surge. All right. No more comments in the chat. Sorry about all of that. Let's unexhaust everything. And I'm going to draw my 6 cards. All right. So don't forget any of the side scheme stuff. All right. So that's that. This comes up. That will add an acceleration. 3. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an ally, puts it into play, and shuffles their deck. Sweet. I like that for only 3. And guess what? I've been putting side schemes in here. That is incorrect. So I'm going to search this real quick. Take every side scheme out of here because it should be in its own side scheme discard pile. Because those are going to get shuffled and put back into play at some point. All right. So side schemes have their own discard pile here. All right. So that was adding a side scheme. He's going to thwart scheme for 3 plus 3 is 6, and that's it. All right, so all that messing up didn't matter because I lost due to scheme. Holy cow, that was ridiculous. Then you were confused. That goes away, and he would have gotten a weapon. All right, but well, you can see. So I messed up a little bit with the side scheme. I forgot to add the card, but didn't matter anyway because he just schemed like crazy at the end of the game for a loss. So that is the new Running the Gauntlet. Again, let me know what you think about it. We led. Do the side schemes get discarded into the side scheme discard instead of the main encounter deck? Yes, they do. Yep, I forgot about that. So because when all of the side scheme discard pile goes away, you reshuffle all these and put them back in. So actually, I think there is no side scheme pile anymore. So yes, all these would have been reshuffled and put back in because you're going to get a side scheme a turn every turn with this main scheme. So there you go. A little bit different. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's yeah, I don't know. Maybe the move was not to flip there, but I had nobody to defend me. So, I mean, 3 boosted on an attack. I did have defense here. I was down to 5 life. He had 3 side schemes, so his base scheme attack would have been 4. Plus he had a 3, so that would have been 7, even with my 2 block. So I was dead either way. I had gotten myself into such a bad spot. And again, that's part of the reason maybe not to get rid of some allies. Maybe I let some side schemes stay longer. I don't know. Let me know if you saw something you would have done differently in the comments, and we can go from there. Red Skull's brutal. Yes. Well, and especially the way we're doing him now, we're not even doing his normal modulars. If you weren't here at the beginning, the way we're doing it is we're doing a random villain with a random modular. And so, yeah, I don't remember what modular we got for him, but it was a tough one. It was one of the new ones. It was this Menagerie Medley. So let's see some of the things that includes. All right, when revealed, you're confused. So pretty brutal minion. There's 3 of them, 4 of them in there. These robots aren't too bad, actually. Those aren't bad. And there's a couple of those in there. Okay, so this one's not the worst. And actually, there's no boost icons. So that's, but then the shark. The shark is no fun at all. 3 attack, quick strike, and indirect damage as soon as it comes in. And there's 2 of those sharks too. So yeah, brutal. Now, interestingly, there's no boost icons on these. So actually, if I had paid attention to that, I probably wouldn't have played Scarlet Witch. And I was wondering, like, why am I getting no boosts off of Scarlet Witch? She did nothing but 1-1-1. Well, that's why. I mean, but that's part of the reason why, right? Certainly, there are some 3 in there, which I wish you would have drawn, but didn't. But anyway, so I think I like this. I think I'm going to stick with it. I think I'm going to go back to a deck that I don't think got a fair shake on the normal Running the Gauntlet. A deck I really had fun with, which is my She-Hulk Justice deck. So expect to see a Running the Gauntlet or whatever I decide to call it play with She-Hulk over the next couple days, because I definitely want to do that. If not tomorrow or Friday afternoon, then maybe Saturday during the day or Sunday during the day. But anyway, don't forget to join us Friday. We always do Marvel Champions Friday. We are going through the Galaxy's Most Wanted campaign. We are up to mission 3 right now, which we just defeated the Collector, and now we are about to try to escape the Collector's clutches. So make sure you join us for that, Friday 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Doc Woods. Scroll up to see how you feel about that question of mine. What question did you have, Doc? You do standard campaign. No, that's not your question. How do you feel about being able to use Groot and Rocket allies with Guardian heroes? I've ignored that part because I really like those allies and think it's stupid to get me to buy the new upcoming. I like it a lot. Because if you think about it, the Guardian allies would normally be just part of your... So, for example, when we're looking at Quicksilver, right? His ally, his signature ally is Wanda Maximoff, is Scarlet Witch. Normally, Rocket and Groot would be signature allies for each other, but now, because they are labeled Guardian and they can go in any Guardian deck, I love that you can build the whole Guardians of the Galaxy team. Now, it's your game. You do what you want with it, right? If you want to put Guardians of the Galaxy in with Thor or whatever else, go for it. I don't see a problem with that at all. You make it as thematic as you want. I do, however, like the fact that you can play the Guardians together and play them as Guardians and play all of them, right? So here's what would have been worse to me. If Rocket and Groot were each other's signature allies, right? And then you couldn't play them anywhere else. So that would have bothered me more if I couldn't play them with, Gamora or with, Nebula if she comes out as a Guardian, or with, Star-Lord. I would have been less happy if I had not been able to play them with those heroes. So I don't mind that they're Guardian only. I think it's cool. I think it makes those decks unique. I think it lets you play with cards that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. But Doc, if you don't love that, then don't do it, right? I mean, it's your game. You play with it at home. You do with it whatever you want. And maybe someday I won't. Defenders are not that way. Actually, if you look, I made a Spider-Woman, one of my older videos, I made a Spider-Woman Defenders deck because Defenders are in 2 different aspects. So you need Spider-Woman, at this point at least, to be able to make a defenders deck, but I had defenders, all 4 of them, they're all right here in the corner here. So Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones. I had all 4 of them. I think they are in leadership. No, they're protection, justice is where they're in. So you can't even make a defenders deck currently as is without, using Spider-Woman. So I don't mind that all the Guardians are together in, at least you can get them. I like the fact that they're neutral, so you can get them no matter which deck you're playing. I like the fact that you can put them in because they're neutral, and I like the fact that you can get all of them and they're not signature allies. We asked, which Guardian are you most looking forward to? For me, it is Star-Lord, not because I love Star-Lord, but because my kids love Star-Lord, and that means hopefully they will play with me more. I did do a video with my daughter at one point, but my son's really into Star-Lord. He's not very into Marvel Champions. I don't know if it's because I'm too into it or what the situation is, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what's going on with Star-Lord and to see whether that'll encourage my son to get back and start playing more. So, yeah, but I will put in, because I know we sometimes lose these questions. Doc, I'm going to put your question, and I'm going to put your question into the comment section after this video uploads, and I trim out the beginning and the end, so we do sometimes lose the comments. I'm going to put it in there, though, in the video comments to see what other people think about those 2 things. Personally, I like the fact that Guardians are neutral, and I like the fact that you can play them with any Guardian hero. I don't mind the fact that you can't play them outside of Guardians, although I could see where you'd want to do that. And again, especially with Thor, Thor was around before they even thought of that, I feel like. And, if they're making a movie with Thor and the Guardians, I kind of feel like you should be able to play them together. But I guess you can, just somebody else has to play Thor. So it depends where you're coming from. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this. I certainly had fun doing it, and I will see you all on Friday, if not before. Again, just keep an eye out. I'll post on, the best way to find out when there's a new video coming up is to subscribe and turn on notifications. And then you'll see whenever the new videos come out. I'll certainly keep posting to Reddit. I'll certainly keep posting to Twitter. I'll certainly keep posting to our Discord every time we put up a new video. But if you want to, be alerted as it's coming up, because sometimes I'll just do it last second. Today's came up last second because I forgot to make the other video not private. So, yeah, the best thing to do is just subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on those notifications, and then you'll be notified whenever we come up. I do more non-planned stuff. Every Friday night, Saturday night is planned. We do Marvel Champions Friday night. We do either a newer game, or we'll do Gloomhaven on Saturday. And this Sunday, I'm also doing Kingdom Death Monster. So we're going to have 3 nights in a row of that kind of content, plus whatever random videos I decide to throw in. So yeah, best way to keep up with it all is to subscribe and turn on those notifications. But anyway, thanks for joining us, and I will see you soon. Bye!